Good morning, party people. I was just reading a little bit of Facebook this morning, and my buddy Walt posted a thing about cows didn't die, so you could order your steak well done. And well, too bad for the cows. I like my steak well done, and I can't stand pink in a hamburger anyway. But it reminded me when I was a teenager, I jumped in the car and I drove to California and just moved up there. And moved up to Sacramento. That's why I said up. It's in the northern part of California. And I ended up going to college there and all that kind of stuff. But when I first got there, I went to this restaurant, and they had a fancy nighttime side of the restaurant, and then they had a really kind of fancy diner on the other side of the restaurant. And so I went in the diner. And you got to remember, I'm fresh out of Alabama. I've just driven across the country, and I ran out of money for a little time. But then I got a job. I got some money, and I really wanted some biscuits and gravy. And I'd heard they served pretty good biscuits and gravy at this place. So I go in there and I say, "Hi, I'd like the biscuits and gravy, please." And it's kind of like a buffet place, but they do have waitresses too that come out and check on you. And like I said, it's an upscale, nice diner. So I ordered biscuits and gravy, and a little bit of time goes by, not too much. And waitress brings it out to me, and it's green. And I'm like, "Excuse me, why is this green?" And she goes, "Oh, that's a garnish, sir." And I'm like, "A garnish on biscuits and gravy?" And she goes, "Yes, sir, it's parsley." It was this thick, and the entire thing of biscuits and gravy, and it wasn't like biscuits and gravy in the South where you got like a biscuit sitting next to a biscuit and they might be broken open a little bit and there's gravy poured on them. It was like one big perfectly round biscuit with a like icing on a cake, gravy put on top of it, and then a complete thick layer of parsley that had been like chopped up or whatever put on top of that. And I'm like, "Ma'am, parsley doesn't come on biscuits and gravy." And she was like, "Oh, I'll take it back and get you some of that." So she takes it back. And you can see the cooks. It's a diner. You can see them. And while this is a really clean diner, it doesn't look like a Waffle House. Let me tell you, it was fancy. I can see that the cook is ticked off. And she brings me biscuits and gravy that do not have a layer of parsley on them. And I got to give the guy props. They were good biscuits and gravy. They were. But I could see he's agitated and everything. And he actually comes out and says to me that, "Well, sir, that's how we do it here. And biscuits and gravy come with parsley." And I looked at him and I said, "Mister, I was born and raised in Alabama. And the one thing I can tell you is that there is not a layer of parsley on top of biscuits and gravy." I finished my breakfast. I pay the bill. I tip the waitress. I go about my business. No big deal. So I don't know, maybe a couple months later, we go, some folks I worked with, we go to this place for dinner. And I order a well-done steak. And we're, of course, on the fancy side, not the diner side that night. And my steak comes out, and I mean, there's just blood all over the plate, clearly not well done. And you may disagree with people who order well done, but you're not buying my steak, so I'm getting a well-done steak. And I said to the waitress, "I'm sorry, dear, but, this is not well done." And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir." She takes it back. And, nobody thinks anything about it. We're just talking. Everybody else got their food. We're having dinner. And then she comes back a few minutes later, and she puts it down, and I cut into the steak, and blood pours out of it again. It's rare at best. I mean, it's not even, medium well or anything. It's rare. And I'm like, "I'm sorry, dear. Can you please tell them I don't want any pink. I want an actual well-done steak." The chef comes out, and he is angry, and he is chastising me for wanting to ruin a good piece of meat by insisting that it be overcooked. And I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, where do I know this guy from? And I'm just shocked that I can't just order the food that I want in a restaurant, so I'm just like listening to this guy for a second, and then it clicks, and I go, "You're the guy that put parsley all over my biscuits and gravy, and now you want to tell me how I can have my own damn steak? Get the hell away from me." And so I did not get a steak that night because at that point I didn't trust the son of a bitch not to wipe his ass with my food. But I like a well-done steak. I don't eat pink in burgers, and I don't take any shit from chefs either. Y'all have a good morning.